it's not good, man. And that's what pissed me off about the Legend War, was that like 2 years of my life had been devoted to this show.
Hey guys, it's Emilio here, and I'm here with IronBat1993 and his brother who has no name. We shall be doing the season review of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Super Mega Force. Yeah. I think I got all that in one word.
Okay, and just so we can start on a strong note, what did you think about the season finale?
Yes.
Well,
I think that entitles it all right there.
Yeah, that's my statement. My opening statement is grown. It was terrible. Well, I take it back. It started off really, really strong. The desperation of the episode really set in. They think we're dead. Yeah, no shit. Did you see what happened in the last episode? And then they get all these people to sort of make a cameo, and I was like, oh, okay, well, how long is this episode? If they're going to give every single one of these Rangers some sort of interaction that says, hey, I'm a Ranger for this reason. Right. And then you get to the Lost Galaxy crew, and they just kind of glimpse over them. And Jason Font, Time Force Red,
yeah.
they all just get kind of glanced over in the same scene, and I'm like,
he's a good character too.
Yeah, Anyway, so that bothered me, and then Gosei gets like 2 lines, and then he's gone for the rest of the. I honestly don't get what his function is.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't appear at all for really that episode.
Not at all, not one time. And then I thought the first fight with Mavro with Orion and Troy on the ship, I thought that was a bit over exaggerated.
But I mean, you gotta admit, the whole sitting in the chair fighting him.
It's a great idea.
It really is.
But it wasn't practical. You can't make it look practical with that guy's face.
That's true.
That is I'm gonna eat your soul face.
Yeah. I remember that guy talking. It was weird.
It was horrible. I expected some sort of Daishi villainous.
Yeah. Well, he does kind of get to this Lord Zed place. It's so weird that episode doesn't do much for him.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't watch it in the live reaction because at the time we didn't know there was an extended cut.
Here's what happened. So we watched the season finale of Super Mega Force. We're both very, very angry. And I'm looking on my phone, and I see on Facebook that they had posted that they're going to air the extended cut that is 75 minutes long on Nicktoons on that Monday.
This pissed us off even more.
Why?
I still haven't seen it.
Alright, and let me explain why this pissed me off more when I actually went and watched it on Nicktoons, fucking .com shit.
Yeah.
It is literally one past episode and the last episode put together. That is not a fucking extended cut.
Yeah.
Let's settle that right now. That is not an extended cut.
They had some extended scenes and some extended dialogue, but let's be real, it is 2 episodes put together, and that's pretty much your finale.
And here's the other thing that pisses me off.
He released the.
Here's the other thing. You don't add the fucking main boss fight in the extended cut. That's something you put in the
actual episode.
The actual episode. That is something you put in. If you have trouble putting that in because of time regulations, time to take some shit out.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, I mean,
again,
what are you gonna take out?
It's not Saban's fault. This is Nickelodeon's fault because they gave him that time handicap, and it really screwed over the episode.
I feel like the whole legend battle thing is kind of wedged in.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
especially in the extended cut, like it feels like so much of a tack on after they defeat Mavro, and he's like, I have more soldiers.
Yeah.
And then the other Rangers show up, and you're like, where were you guys?
How did you personally feel about Robo Knights?
Oh my god! I said it out loud. I was like, "What? Okay, never mind." It was
Like
that quick. Like it happened and then it was gone. Like okay, I guess we're not gonna get an explanation. So.
usually, like when I looked at our faces in the fucking when I went back and reviewed the episode to edit, I was just like, we were like, what the fuck just happened?
God.
We looked so dumbfounded.
It was the worst, and
Okay.
He said something that that could have worked. It had Orion like morphed from Super Mega Mode into Robo Knight. Then that would have been.
They could have had that scene. If you had to put that scene in there, you could have made it work.
I'm telling
you,
if
you had to.
Okay, and that thing is so much of an unnecessary. I'm gonna forget that it ever happened. After we do this video, I'm just gonna be like, okay, he died at the end.
A lot of it bothered me though, like especially the stuff that they do with Tommy.
Oh God.
Like,
yes.
Why?
I agree.
Like from start to finish, why would they introduce Saba? Sorry, not Saban. Saba, and do the White Ranger holographic helmet or whatever.
Yeah.
In an earlier scene, and then have him morph straight into MMPR Green.
Yeah.
That's
they wasted the Legendary Rangers. They are there solely because the fans want them there, not because the episode needs them to be there.
Especially after they promoted the shit out of him.
Oh wow, yeah. If you watch that trailer, it's like Tommy's coming back.
It's like literally like the Holy Grail. They're just like literally they pick it up and it's like woo! That's all you get to see. You're done.
Yeah.
Any last minute thing you want to add on so we have because we got to get off this topic.
Yeah,
wrapping it up. My final thoughts on the episode is just disappointing all the way around.
Yeah.
Well, not all the way around. The stuff that they have is good.
They have some parts.
It's just incomplete.
It's not finished. Like this really.
It's stapled together just by key scenes, and it's annoying.
Like, and I would have accepted it if, like, in the extended cut, the actual legendary battle thing was longer. Like, if we'd gotten scenes where the legendary rangers are actually fighting
or doing anything,
stock
literally
footage,
anything else.
Oh my god, they just stand there, and it's god.
Brock was a great.
Oh man, he was amazing. It's. I really love Brock is back, and I loved how well they incorporated Orion into it. I just love, but again, if you watch it, it's a Megaforce episode. It's not a Super Megaforce episode.
It didn't need to be on Super Megaforce. That's what
it doesn't. But like, it's so good. Like, I'm like, it's.
And then like when we get his brother,
especially like you can't follow, or at least me personally, I don't think you can follow Endgame with Rock is back. Partly because you need that time for him to actually build up his evil plan.
Then we go to his brother, which
he started out strong, and then they changed the character like two episodes in.
And then he got a great story at the very end. He had a great story at the very end.
He had a really good, like, he had character motivation. It was nice, and
character motivation that had been great earlier to build him up to something.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't hate Vakar. I understood his purpose.
I hated him, but it was fun to hate.
He was supposed to be
That's exactly what I hate.
But it was fun to hate that guy because he was such a puss.
Yeah, what I loved, he was just so different. Vakar is so different from Brock, and I can't hate him for that.
Because that's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they're supposed to be awesome, and I love how we have, they both have different motivations, but Brock's motivation is like evil.
But if you hear Brock's motivation from the first season, he does talk about how he's better fit to run than his brother, which is when you actually meet him.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, you're wow.
Yeah, and he was such an asshole when Brock is back. It was one of those things. He shows up. He's like, "Yeah, you took care of my brother." And that was pretty much it. He did not care
Thanks.
at all. He had
No.
so much, like, really evil, horrible dialogue. It was great.
And then-
But Vakar,
Damn it. The dude is crazy powerful,
No.
first of all.
Now, one thing, I feel like he was kind of thrown on us. Like, his character motivation and him being as powerful as he is, I feel like that's stuff that we should have gotten way earlier than we did.
We should have got it way earlier,
yeah.
but I mean, they kind of did establish him as kind of that. In a way, but
He'd never
not
been on Earth
completely.
before.
Yeah, he had never been on Earth
Before.
ever until he went there to kill the Rangers.
No, before he went there to collect Vakar's body.
Oh, yeah. Right, that happened.
Yeah, that happened. But
Yeah.
he, man, it was completely unbelievable that the Rangers beat that guy. No offense, but you can't kill that guy in one episode. Not that guy.
Debatable.
That's true, but when that episode came out, I was like, well, we got 3 episodes left, and we got to do the last
I mean,
one
see
thing.
the thing.
I can buy it.
But see, here's the problem. It's the time restraint, and they had to kill 1, 2, 3 main bosses.
Yeah, they had to do them all in a row. It
And
was
they
weird.
they skipped like one of the other main guys
Yeah.
when the Emperor came, and then we got the fish head, which
Yeah.
was easily destroyed. We didn't get no fights with him before. We don't even know how strong any of these last generals were at all.
Yeah.
Except
And that's my problem.
when they
Because
come in and
whenever
just
we
tear shit up.
when the first season, Megaforce, you got to see how powerful those generals were.
Oh God, I hate the mutants. But yeah, you did get to see how powerful they were.
Oh, I did watch that episode where
I mean, not even-
Robo Knight's introduction in Megaforce.
Not even the mutants. I mean, when the Red
Oh,
Ranger
yeah.
fought.
Yeah, Creepox is a real tough son of a bitch. Okay, I want to talk about Livera for a minute.
Go for it.
No, I just don't like her.
Okay,
It was
okay, so I
weird.
wasn't the only one who just straight up just hated that.
Well, she's not Metal Alice, and that's what pisses me off. Like, we had
Yeah.
such great character development for Metal Alice. She had character motivation, blah, blah, blah.
Another character
But-
who was established how strong she actually was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For way off. But
She should have
with
been brought
Livera,
back.
we were told early on she makes all their weapons, which, yeah, she does. And then they don't do anything else with her except have her fall in love with Jake.
And, and then don't forget, in
I hate
Rogue
that
People.
episode.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
And
that.
then,
We'll get
and
to
then,
that.
and then, fast forward, she's fighting the Rangers, and I'm like, okay, and then she's not even that strong, so I feel like there was a huge missed opportunity with her. So, especially
It's
following
hard to
Metal
rate.
Alice, because, Metal Alice was
I mean,
great.
I think I honestly, in my personal opinion, just deserved to go from the start. I didn't mind her dying in one
Yeah.
episode. I didn't enjoy her.
That's
She wasn't
true.
really anything there.
Yeah, she was space. She was empty space, and that's what.
And
Well, I mean, the same could be said for Damaris up until that episode.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
They're both-
But see, that's
They
how I
don't
felt
do
about.
anything
That's what I
with
felt. That's how I felt about most of these generals. Like,
Yeah.
they were
Well,
just meant to be thrown away, and you don't get to see really nothing from them.
Argus, we got to see a bit more.
Yeah, Deathstroke, yeah.
Okay, when that guy showed up, he was awesome.
He had a presence.
He meant business, and
Like
his
he
face,
looked like
he
I am
looked-
going to destroy you.
He looked terrifying.
I liked him when he first came. I'm like, man, this guy looks like he could kill the Rangers in an instant.
Yeah.
And then I was like, as soon as we got to that last episode, I'm like, man, this guy looks like he could kill the Rangers in an instant.
Yeah.
And then we get to the very end, and I'm like, and then at the non-extended cut, and I'm like, this was a very horrible
Yeah.
episode.
Like, yeah, that fight was that fight that they had in the cut that they showed on Nickelodeon was not deserving of that guy, who was so very blah. But then again, there's nothing really too much to him except for he's really powerful and menacing looking.
The first thing I noticed when I saw him was that his character design was very reminiscent of Cyberfrock.
Yeah.
Yes.
He pointed this out to me. He's like, he has got dreads like Cyberpunk, and I was like, oh yeah, he does. You're right.
But,
never
I mean,
thought
And I
He
thought,
was that-
oh, that's great. Like that's kind of delves into the whole
Yeah,
backstory.
I
that
love the fact that
Punisher.
he has that line when he's fighting Troy and Orion on the ship when he says "Power is destiny," because that's a line that Brock used earlier.
And I mean,
Good
this
job.
this guy was something great, and I wish we could have got more of him.
Yeah.
I understand the time restraint, but for what he had, he gave off more of a presence than anybody else.
Anybody. That's why in the reviews you'll notice that I call him the Emperor, and for Vicar I just call him Vicar. No Prince, no nothing.
So, are we all on a unanimous decision that Vrock was the best villain in this entire show?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Let's...
I really like Damaris as a character.
Yeah.
Like, he's written really, really well. He just doesn't get the time that he needs to develop like Brock does.
That's true.
Let's go to Rangers.
Okay, can we start with Gia?
Let's start with Gia.
Just
God
because
damn.
she's the worst.
Bitch.
Oh my god, I told him this from the start after that one fucking body swap episode fucking happened. She is a complete fucking cock tease throughout the entire show.
That's what
and it pisses me off.
After I saw that episode, I texted him. I was like, "Gia's a tease. I have proof."
He has it on video.
Yeah, it was. She's not a character.
I hate her entirely, and I was like.
She makes Jake unlikable, which is just terrible because that guy is such he's got
a
that
better
huge personality that the Green Ranger should have.
Yeah, that's true. But like, one thing though, I hated the Jake and Gia stuff more in this season than I did last season.
After you got the cut where she basically says, "Yeah, I'm fucking with you," you're just like, "Yep, you're just a complete bitch."
I
hated her so soon.
He hated her really early on. I was like, it's a character. She'll get something, right? She doesn't ever.
She's literally just space. She's just meant to be a ranger just so that they can have it.
Not to mention, she has the absolute worst dialogue.
Oh god, don't...
Like, if you watch fight scenes, she says some stupid stuff, man.
I mean, I think maybe, the only line that I can remember for her, I never thought we'd get to fight alongside the legendary Rangers!
That's one that I hate. There's another one right in the episode where Vicar's taken out. Like, when the Royal Guards show up and just blow them away, she has this one time, it's like, wow, where did those guys come from? I was like, really? She's got really, it was almost insufferable. I couldn't watch it. She's got, really terrible
So it's
lines.
unanimous. We all just hate her.
No, but she's not a character. She has a personality, but she's not a character.
Which, you can't substitute one for the other.
Yeah. And it's weird because they don't do anything with her. All she is a prize for Jake.
Oh yeah, I gotta talk.
To win.
I said this to him, and I'm gonna say it again. That fucking kiss was complete bullshit. I'm gonna say it now.
Okay. Again, after the Love is in the Air episode, I gave up on that relationship. Man. I was like, man, if you don't get to a place after this that you could have had an opportunity to focus on that relationship, then you're obviously not going to do anything else with it. I am done. And that kiss, again, feels more like an obligation for the show rather than, something that was earned.
It was like the cherry on top of this shit pile that was the last episode.
Yep.
Jake, he's got that really explosive character.
He's wild. He's wild like a Green Ranger should be.
Yeah, he's ecstatic. Unorthodox.
Thank goodness they finally gave that guy character-focused episode.
I was so worried that they weren't going to give anybody anything else, because, I
was really happy about this. We didn't get a single one last season.
The Blue Ranger was the only one who got really anything ever.
We'll get to that. We will, but just, let's stay on Jake for a bit.
Alright,
from what I can understand about Jake's character, he seems to be the one that, he sees the world in very black and white thing, in very black and white perspective. These are the good guys. We are the good guys. These are the bad guys. I'm a guy. She is a girl. Therefore, she must go out with me. That's the only reason I can fathom as to why he wants her. But he's fun, and when push comes to shove, he is determined.
Yeah.
If you watched the Damaris episode, he is really torn up about the fact that they just got their ass kicked and Troy got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Look at him when he works with Orion, though.
Oh yeah, when he worked off of Orion, I was like, yes, this is great.
Yes, I'm not that powerful, but he is. Let me help him.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of that. But yeah, he's a really good character.
And he actually got something, and I'm happy to
Yeah.
say I don't completely hate this character anymore.
No, I don't, because he's an actual person. He's not like Gia,
In anything,
where
God.
he's just a shtick. He's an actual person. He's wasted. Oh my God, is this man wasted?
He gets like
And
the
it's
best power up
bad.
ever. He gets like the best power up ever.
Oh yeah.
And we never see it.
He's the only 6th Ranger to ever get a battleizer, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, no.
And no. He's the second because the Quantum Ranger got one.
Yeah,
Right.
Quantum
Yeah,
Ranger.
that's right.
Yeah.
I knew I was missing
but-
one.
Like Orion, he had a really good backstory.
He had the best.
He had a really, really strong backstory.
Not
He
the
had-
best. If it was the best, it would be original.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't like to
Recycled,
count.
but it's done well.
Well, yeah, it's done better. And he's such a good actor. Like, Cameron Gibo's a really good actor. Like, I really enjoyed watching him on screen, despite the fact that they didn't give him anything to do.
Yeah, literally nothing.
I mean, literally, anytime I saw him, I think it was just him fighting something, and then
Yeah.
the one time we actually kind of see him outside is when him, Gia, and fucking Emma go and shopping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get that. We get, like, token scenes.
We
get
can't
him,
make that jacket work.
We get him... Yeah. Hold on. We get him and Jake. We get him and Emma. And then that's about it.
For him, you know, I didn't really think Silver would go with his plan, with his planet was, you know.
I hated his suit. The first time I saw it, I hated it.
And you know, and then for some reason he gets like this trident. I didn't expect that. I mean, like it has.
I like the trident though. It
agree.
makes no sense, but I like the trident.
I mean, if it'd make more sense if you know, like his planet was something that had to do with water. Or,
No, yeah, we don't get anything. All we get was that he was a quarter worker.
Well, it's pirate themed.
Well, yeah, I understand
So-
that. But what he's saying is that, like, in the show, they could have explained it.
They call it a spear.
Yeah, they do call it a spear.
But I mean,
wish,
it's not like he's a.
I just wish we could have gotten
And it does
something.
make for some pretty entertaining fighting sequences.
Yeah,
I would
Yeah.
say.
he fights like Key, like it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty simple.
But like, we don't get anything with him past, you know, my planet was destroyed, and we don't even get that much. He doesn't go like full on into it where he's like, you know, emo. But
Can anybody?
He never goes through like that transition. Like when we get to the end of his character arc, when he says goodbye to the Rangers, and he's like, "You taught me how to, you know."
Oh yeah, I remember
blah,
you
blah, blah."
hated this.
Oh, I hated that scene because I was like,
you most of all.
I was like, what? When did any of this happen?
You taught me to use my brain with my fist.
I was like, when? What are you talking about? None of this
It's
happened.
it's just like the general, you know. You saw him, but
yeah,
not there.
Like he's Emma, your empathy helps heal the scars of my world. I was like,
Empathy? I think you.
Did anybody else think it was funny that he used a rock and a slingshot to take down an Armada ship?
I didn't think it was that funny. I was just like, cool. It's a diamond, sure.
It's diamond.
Yeah.